Brad, I'm going to take you with me into a black hole.
I want you to take me on a ride.
A black hole of pinball with
Okay.
the Pinball Arcade.
All right.
This is another collection of pinball machines available via Xbox Live Arcade.
With one key
and
difference.
PSN, yeah. The one key difference that makes all the difference in the world. These are all real tables.
Yeah. Which is something you almost never see.
Yeah, and this comes from Farsight Studios, who's the studio that did Pinball Hall of Fame, like those disc-based pinball compilations that were also all real tables. So you know they've got the chops to do this stuff.
So are they the only ones out there hustling the licenses for this stuff?
Seems like it, yeah. I haven't really seen a lot of other stuff. They got 4 tables in here for $10, and then they say they're going to be releasing DLC on a monthly basis. You know, so they're getting little kind of flavorful little things that you see up around the score there, kind of taking stuff off the back glass and using it for scoring purposes.
Do you ever just do you ever just get to see? That was
a great start.
It's an auspicious start to this.
Yeah.
Do you ever get to? Can you just like look up and look at the actual scoreboard?
No.
That's
Oh
man,
this is awesome. Let's keep it going.
Call this a test run. This seems kind of weird because oh my good lord, wow.
And that's the Pinball Arcade.
Okay, well you can get a look at it there. I mean, it's just
yeah, you get a look at it there. It's
half the value of this thing is the kind of nostalgic effect of playing these real tables that you remember.
And they have they have a little bit of text about the history of the table, and then the flyer
that's great.
That came with it, so you can kind of discover the magnetic attraction of black holes.
Smells like the 80s.
They've got goals for each table for you to, and they have achievements tied to these. When you complete these first 5 goals, it unlocks the wizard goals for the table, and that's another 5 harder goals for you to meet. And then there's another achievement associated with that. I assume when they add DLC, they'll just add those, those as achievements or whatever. Yeah.
A lot of XBLA games are doing that lately. It seems like to get around the low number of achievements that they can have.
Yeah.
Is that they're
building their own systems.
They're mapping single achievements to multiple in-game goals.
So we're going to stay on Black Hole until I can show you the lower play field, because that's kind of the whole thing. So this is also available on the iPad. I've been playing the iPad version a whole lot lately. And this version is better lit than that one.
Yeah.
But the resolution of the iPad and stuff, like a lot of the table graphics and stuff are just kind of easier to see while you're playing.
It looked real nice on the iPad from what I saw.
Yeah.
How's the control on there, though?
It's fine. You just, you hold the... There we go.
Oh, man. Wow, that's awesome.
So here you see they have to give you a little bit of extra information about the gate, since you can't see whether the gate is open or closed on the table, because it's zooming in here. We'll just lose the ball while the gate is open, just to... so we can properly re-enter. Overall, pretty simple table compared to the other ones in the collection. This is also the oldest one, naturally. But yeah, Black Hole, definitely a classic, mostly because of that lower play field. Like, that was a really cool thing that you certainly was not commonplace when this table was originally released.
I'm digging the kind of lo-fi style of the sounds.
Everything sounds a little. I mean, the sound coming out of the machines wasn't 44 kilohertz or anything like that most of the time. So they're doing that pretty well. But
it feels authentic in a way.
But at the same time, I feel like the flipper sounds aren't always great, and for some of these newer tables that would have been better audio quality, it still kind of sounds a little tinny, and I wish that stuff sounded a little better. Theater of Magic, all-time classic, amazing pinball machine.
When is that one from?
This is around mid-90s, I guess.
Oh.
Well, actually,
I
mean, we can actually we can check. Yeah, 95.
95, wow.
Yeah. So I've enabled Mortal Kombat 3 hints mode.
What?
Yeah, this game had combat codes for MK3 embedded in it. That when you spell theater, it instead reveals some of the combat codes for the game.
Well, this is I see this is a Valley release, right?
Yeah, Valley Midway.
There's the synergy there.
They've got, let's see, they got multiple angles.
can change those on the fly. There you go.
There we go.
Huh. All right.
And they'll change if you know if you're going into multi-ball. You know, it'll kind of zoom all the way out since you have to worry about. I seem to have turned off. There we go. Turned off the dot matrix display there.
Does do you find the portrait orientation of the iPad makes it a little easier to play? I mean, pinball, pinball
I mean,
tables are
exactly.
vertically oriented.
It fills the whole screen,
Yeah.
and that definitely makes it a lot easier to play there than here. I think. This version still seems fine.
Yeah, it's,
Oh. Okay.
Spirit ring is lit.
Just trying to lock some balls here.
I'm not touching that one.
All right. There's one. So this one had this big rotating trunk up there, and then the side of it that you're not seeing has a fat magnet on it, and that's kind of why I want to lock these balls. We've made the ball vanish.
Do all the physics and stuff in this game feel right to you?
Yeah, they feel good. The ball speed feels fine. The angle of the play field and stuff like that. It's yeah.
This is the only because I remember what's the Pinball Effects?
There we go. Boom.
I think you were saying.
Yeah, Pinball Effects 2. Some of it felt
light and stuff.
Yeah, the ball just felt like it was moving a little too fast.
Yeah. Well, this is interesting because this is the only one where you've actually got real physical frame of reference. You know.
Right.
Played this for real. You know how it should move. It's a lot of balls.
Yeah. All these balls. Balls. When it comes to multi-ball, I find that I just need to stare at the flippers and
that's all you can do.
And hope for the best.
Yeah.
So if I can shoot the trunk, that's the jackpot. You can only get, when multi-ball's going. And then after you do that, you can kind of shoot the loops, or no, you hit the trunk a few more times to reactivate the jackpot, so you can get multiple jackpots per. Down to 2 balls. That's all I need. Oh no, man.
You can still get by with one.
No.
Take it from me.
Squeeze that jackpot in at the very last second there, as multi-ball was ending. Feel pretty good about that. This is a good example of a game where after scoring for pinball had gone nuts.
Yeah, I noticed the God, look at that. Yeah.
So I have almost 500 million points. My high score on this table is like 4 billion.
This is like the American football of pinball tables.
Yeah.
Bigger numbers equal better.
Does this do a status report if I hold a flipper? Let's see if we can freeze a ball here. Yeah, so 4.5 billion is my high score. Oh, we move on.
All right.
If a ball gets stuck, there's a call attendant thing where it'll sit there for 15 seconds and then reset the ball. Which I thought
they don't like animate a guy getting in there?
No, nothing like that. So here's an example. I've unlocked the wizard goals for this table, so those are more difficult than the standard goals. Online leaderboards, nothing as fancy as Pinball Effects 2, unfortunately. Just kind of standard.
Carnage.
Yeah. Standard stuff.
Show me Brendan Sinclair.
He's not on here.
Why is he not on here?
I think he's been playing the PS3 version. The iPad version has Facebook stuff, so it'll just tie into your Facebook friends list and get its leaderboards that way, which is pretty effective.
I'm not at all familiar with this one.
Tales of the Arabian Nights. Yeah, I don't really have anything to tell you about it either. We could look it up, but how about we just play?
All right.
This one's got a more elaborate skill shot. You can see on the screen there, it's where the snake is the hole I want to hit up here. And then a super skill shot if I can hit this ramp shot, which I missed. So this has this big ridiculous spinning lamp on the table. All right, so now we want to hit it light to get that first hole. There we go. And I missed the ramp again. But I hit that genie, which starts a mode here. This is a pretty good table. I had seen this here and there in real life, but never really played a lot of it. Playing it here, it's definitely one that next time I see. Oh Jesus! Next time I see one, I wanna play it more.
Table part, it looks a little busy to me. I don't know.
Just the art, you mean?
Yeah,
or
like the art on the flat part.
Yeah.
What the term? I don't know what the fancy pinball term is for the flat part of the table, but
it's the play field, I guess. I don't know.
Sure.
The part you got to wax.
Yes. Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So it starts. Or hurry up to hit the genie there, which I did.
I guess pinball table maintenance is not a subject I've really ever thought a whole lot about.
Yeah, me neither, which is a bummer because I own a pinball machine.
Yeah.
What a pain in the ass!
So what is involved? Like, I'm assuming you were waxing the play fields to reduce friction. Or
exactly. Yeah.
What else? What else goes on? I mean, I'm sure you got to oil some stuff in there. The flippers, maybe.
Yeah. Well, maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
You would.
That sounds right. I haven't really done anything to mine since I had a guy come in and take a look at it.
What do you have? Earthshaker?
I have Earthshaker. Yeah. And it's kind of busted. You know, so it's kind of already a little messed up. But, you know, the wax in the playfield, that's going to affect the speed of the ball, obviously. And you want to keep it waxed. Like a bowling lane, really.
Yeah,
I mean, because these things are, for the most part, they're wood.
Yeah.
So that is kind of the one piece of maintenance. And then there's always a lamp burning out here, and you know, just electrical issue there that you know you're always kind of having to deal with.
Hasn't there been a movement recently to replace a bunch of lights with like LEDs and stuff?
Yeah, when we go to California Extreme, there's you should definitely come.
That is the one reason I want to go to California Extreme, just to see that.
It looks awesome because they replace all the lamps with traditional lamps with LEDs, and there's so much more vibrant, and it just looks cool, especially in a dark room. Like the way it just lights up the whole pinball table with these colored lights, it just looks great. It's so awesome.
Are there any purists out there screaming about that? Really?
Yeah, not necessarily screaming, but you know, there are definitely people that prefer the regular lamps to the LEDs. Oh, so use the left stick to kind of nudge around, and you know you can definitely tilt the table like that if you go too crazy on it, and then it lets you know you tilted. Once you beat all the wizard goals, you can disable tilt, if you like, and really knock the machine around. All right, fourth table is also the newest. This is a Stern table. Great. Stern is like the only company left that is actively continuing to make pinball machines.
Like, what's the newest machine you know of? Tron Legacy?
They did a Tron Legacy machine.
Oh, it is a Legacy game.
But then they're also doing a Transformers machine. I'm not sure if that's actually out yet, but that is.
Wow, so they're really trickling out at this point.
They do like 4 a year, 5 a year, something like that. They're not doing a ton of them, but and almost all of them are licensed.
Yeah.
They did a Family Guy table, and I don't give a f about the Family Guy, but it was awesome. Yeah. Like in the upper right corner, there is a miniature pinball machine, and then you activate that just right, and then you get to play tiny pinball inside of your big pinball machine.
Huh.
And then, there's an increasing market for kind of home collectors and stuff like that want to just buy these tables because there aren't a ton of places to go out and play pinball these days.
There was that bar at last Seattle PAX.
Shorty's.
Is it Shorty's?
Yeah.
We got to go back there.
Definitely.
That place was awesome. They had like 20 tables or something.
Yeah, and they had that Tron machine there. I didn't get a chance to play it because I was too busy drinking.
I think they had Family Guy there too.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
And they also had like a table from the 50s. Like just all kinds of crazy stuff.
So they actually sell a lot of machines directly to, just the end user.
Collectors.
Yeah, collectors and stuff like that. So they actually will do limited edition versions of their tables. So the Tron table came in two configurations. There was kind of the default one and then the limited edition, which they had put like EL tubing all over the machine, to give it that kind of Tron glow.
Yeah.
And that thing just looks amazing.
Why would you not want that version?
Because it's $6,000. But if you're already spending $5,000, why not spend $6,000, right?
Sure.
And there was a moment there where I almost said, "Screw it, I don't need to eat. I'm just going to buy this Tron pinball machine," and I've since backed off of that.
Came to your senses.
But it looks pretty awesome. But yeah, California Extreme, they have a bunch of tables there, and then there's the Pacific Pinball Expo around here also, which they do in Marin County in like October, I think, or something. But they're more focused on pinball, so they have a lot of that older stuff there.
Huh.
And then near Boston, not in Boston, you got the Fun Spot.
Yeah.
But then there's also a place I believe it's called the Pinball Wizard Arcade. I think that's the name of it.
Yeah, is that sort of doubles as a museum?
No, Fun Spot doubles as a museum.
Okay.
The whatever, I forget what they call it, the American Arcade Museum or whatever it is.
So the other thing is just an arcade?
Yeah. And they have a lot of newer pinball, but they have a great selection of older games also. Like it was definitely, I think I enjoyed that more than Fun Spot, all told.
Oh.
So in Ripley's Believe It or Not here, you're trying to spell Ripley, but if you don't complete the modes, you end up spelling Rip Off instead. And a lot of these newer machines, they're just more focused on just like, let's just have nonstop multi-ball. Like everything you do, every mode you start, just throw another ball in there. Why not?
It's exciting.
Just to kind of pump up the action. It's not quite Apollo 13 level of crazy, where once you completed a certain set of tasks, you can enable 13-ball multi-ball.
It's a lot of balls.
It's a lot of balls. And that's pretty awesome. So they have a bunch of DLC planned for this. They've got a lineup of tables that they're looking to bring out. I believe the first couple will be Medieval Madness and Bride of Pinbot.
Okay.
Medieval Madness is a great pinball machine.
So still not getting into the TV or movie license stuff, which,
like
you said, that's pretty much where pinball went at some point.
Yeah. So I mean, Ripley's is obviously licensed.
Yeah, this is probably the closest thing. But you know what? I mean, until they get Addams Family in.
Yeah, exactly. Addams Family, Terminator 2,
can't get into
Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
Those are the things that hopefully they'll be able to secure the licenses for those.
There is some really momentous stuff like Black Knight that's not.
Black Knight is on the list. Black Knight's coming. So
Great.
no word on Black Knight 2000, but original Black Knight is at least in the works. And I hope they get High Speed and High Speed 2, F-14 Tomcat. I mean, there's just a huge list of non-licensed machines that they could definitely get into, and hopefully they will. It's definitely. I like virtual pinball quite a bit. But for some reason I like it best when it's emulating real tables. So take that how you will. This is available now on PSN, on Xbox Live Arcade, PC and Mac.
Yeah, iOS.
Android I think might be out as well. Yeah. I think that that first DLC is actually starting to hit on Android and iOS also. So if you want Medieval Madness, stuff like that stuff's all available now. Vita, it's on Vita now.
Jeez, man. Painting with a broad brush here.
I want to say that DLC is going to be compatible between Vita and PS3, but I can't say for sure.
Man,
I thought I remember reading that.
I'm so glad that pinball hasn't gone away.
Yeah, I mean, they found a way to preserve it.
Yeah.
It's not going to be perfect. It's never going to be like the real thing. But
people care enough for stuff like this to still exist and for new tables to still get made.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Even in limited quantities, it restores a little bit of my faith in humanity.
Yep, totally. That's Pinball Arcade. Thanks.
Great.